What is up, everybody? Shauna D Man here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys have yourselves a great week. We are back with another Nerd Talk anime review, which is kind of what I'm going to start calling it now. So if you saw by the thumbnail and the title for the video, we are going to be talking about Absolute Duo, which I finished up the other week. So first and foremost, I wanted to start doing this, and I think I've talked about it a few times throughout the previous episode, like video episodes that we've done. But it's been a couple of years since I've actually gotten into anime. But I probably will go back and rewatch and review some of those older animes that I used to watch as a kid, like Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho, so on and so forth. Um, but I wanted to check out some of this other anime here. So we've done Goblin Slayer, we've done High School DxD, and then last week we did Monster Girl Doctor, which I've so far the ones we watched, this Absolute Duo will make the fourth that we watched, like new anime that I've watched, and all four have been incredibly fun to watch. Like, I've enjoyed all four of these series for sure. And there's plenty of more. If you have recommendations, you can obviously drop them in the comment section. I would love to go and check out as much as possible. There is a lot. So I think basically the way I'm doing it is I kind of want to hit these smaller ones first, like the ones that maybe have maybe like a single season or something like that first, and then while watching these much longer seasons. Now, High School DxD, for instance, had about 4 seasons. Goblin Slayer had 2, and then Absolute Duo and Monster Girl Doctor had 1 each. So I'm gonna try to find a much longer series to watch, but nothing too crazy. But that being said, let's talk about Absolute Duo. Now, this is an anime. Obviously, it's based off a manga, but from a television perspective, this is an anime that has been out for over 11 years. It came out in January 1st, I believe, 2015. And not gonna lie, there was a lot of stuff here. I was watching this on Crunchyroll, and I have to have captions on when I watch animes, because they'll say names and I have no idea how to pronounce them or what they're even saying. This was one of the situations where the captions did not help as much, because it was putting the wrong captions for the wrong things. So, like, for instance, you have the main character Tor, which kind of sounds like Thor. But I wasn't pot when I first watched a couple of episodes. I was like, what name are y'all saying? Are you saying Thor or Tor? And then obviously I went and looked at it as Tor. And then there is his partner, his duo. Now, you can easily pronounce it Yulia, but I think the captions on that I had on was pronouncing it as Julia, and so, but I believe it's pronounced Yulia. Um, I'm gonna try to figure out how the best way to describe what this series is, because let me see, where did I have it? So the synopsis, or the overview for this series, it has 12 episodes. It has not been picked up for a season 2. I guess by this point that's not going to be the case, because what I've read, like, I think this is the same thing with Monster Girl Doctor, where they'll adapt certain parts of the manga as kind of like you know, a pilot season, I guess you could say. And if it picks up, if it does well, then they'll order extra seasons. So at this point, it's been 11 years, so more than likely we're not going to get a season 2. So whatever stories are there, it'll have to be picked up through the manga itself. So but overall, so the series is revolves around a character Tor, if I can say Kat Kotonoa, if I say his last name right. He attends Kouryou Academy. It's like an institution where students fight with blaze weapons, which I'm I'm trying to think of the best way to describe what the blaze is, because I know they talked about it in the show. It's like a part of their soul, I guess I could say, but you can't. You can hurt people, but they won't get like severely injured or anything like that unless you have malicious intent. About, like if you have the intent to kill somebody, then your blaze weapon can cause bodily harm to an individual. So to- Tor's blaze weapon is that he has a shield. Um, Now, which I think he is a, what do they call him? Irregular. I think that's what they called him. There's like an irregular. There's one we get later. Well, that's called an exception, but um, it was interesting because if you go and watch a lot of these characters, a lot of their weapons are all like offensive base for the most part. Now Tor's blades is like a shield, and so the most interesting thing about this first episode that I watched with this series was basically they all got acceptance letters to this academy. However, it's basically they have a free for all. Well, not a free for all because like it was the person that you were sitting next to. Because Tor meets a young woman named Imani, and the headmistress of the academy basically tells them the person you're sitting next to, you're gonna have to fight them like right now, and whoever wins gets accepted into the academy. Whoever loses basically has to leave. And so they got Tor and Imani fighting against each other. We do see Yulia as well, plus Tomome and Miyabi or Miyabi. Um, and so Tor wins. Obviously, he's the main focus, so of course he's gonna win. It actually really that was crazy when I watched it when I watched the first episode, and I was just like, wait, so these people, if you lose, you can't go to this academy. Now there is a side thing about that I'll touch on in a second with that little thing, but you your duo that you get paired up with is somebody that you're gonna like basically eat, sleep, live, do everything together. And what did the headmistress call it? She said like once you like graduate and get into the Peace Corps or Peace Brigade, what they called it. Um, that's you're basically, I guess Tomoe said it best. They're basically preparing you for what your life is gonna be like. And we come across Tor. Everybody's getting paired up, and Tor gets paired up with Yulia, who's very much, I guess if you want to say antisocial, not antisocial. She she lacks social skills because it was funny because in the first maybe it was the second episode, they're all in class and everything, and Eric like Yulia will look at Tor, and then whenever he turns his head to look at her, she looks away. It was a very funny gag, and then they end up having to room together, which everybody's making like a big thing about it because because most everybody it's like girl and girl or guy and guy rooming together, but not Tor and Yulia. They're guy girl, and so it creates some funny situations. Um, because there's a moment where they're having lunch, and Mayabe and Tomo come and have a seat, and they're just asking how things are going and everything. And Yulia's like, "Yeah, everything's fine. We slept together and stuff like that." And Tomoe like she takes it the wrong way, and it just turns into like a funny gag throughout the entire series. Animation wise, I enjoyed it. I would say that towards the end, so you have a character named Kay who works for like a shadow military organization. He has like this destructive. He gets this destructive armor at the end, like the last two episodes of the season. The way it looked a little weird whenever he would move in that armor because it reminded me of Iron Man Armored Adventures. The way that just the animation looked in the way and it moved in the scene. But for the most part, I thought the entire show was very, very good when it came to its animation. So you have several different characters throughout this series. Obviously, you have Blaze, Diabolica, who is like the head mistress of the academy. It seems that she's up to something because she wants to reach absolute duo, which is not really clear. At least maybe I missed it, or maybe somebody in the comment section can talk about it. It's not very clear what that is. What is absolute duo? Because she's not the only one trying to reach it as well. Because you have this guy, Equipment Smith, who is also trying to reach it as well. Tora, but he doesn't really show up in a later part of the season, like what I would think he would. Um, which was weird for him. I mean, they're supposed to be duo and everything. Then we get introduced to Lilith Bristol, who is kind of like this posh British girl from basically across the pond. Who she's an exception. So like one of her blaze power ability is like she has a rifle and she's a pretty good shot with it. We see her take out some of the guys at the mall when Tor is getting ready to probably like fight these guys to protect Tomome and Mayabe. Um, but then she starts developing an affection for pretty much it's like the fourth series in a row, which it probably happens a lot in animes, where the fourth season in a row or first show in a row that I've watched where the male character ends up having all the female characters for the most part like him because obviously Yulia likes him. Uh, Lilith likes him. She even says like how you're gonna be my future husband and then stuff like that. Mayabe likes him, even confesses to liking him. Obviously, things did not go well in that regard. In the seat later, I think it was episode 9 or 10. Tomome doesn't really. I don't think she really likes Tor like that, but it's funny because whenever those two are like sparring or something like that, they always end up in such weird, like I guess you could say sexual positions. That is just pretty wild. And then oh god, I almost forgot about her. You have Professor Bun Bun. I'm not gonna say what her actual name is because I can't pronounce it, but the teacher in the bunny outfit. This woman is is insane. She is insane. And like part one of the first things that they do is kind of like a what do they call it? A Nova Gosha or something like that, but it's like where you and your duo, you have like 2 hours to win. You fight all the other duos in your class and stuff like that. But she ends up just becoming an absolute menace in that episode. And you think she's done. You think she's done, but the headmistress brings her back, and so she's the teacher. And throughout it's a funny little joke with her because like she to the other students like all they typically seeing is just like the sweet teacher, but like to Tora, Yulia, and the rest of them, like she can get very snarky very quick with them, and so it was pretty wild. Um, this is rated. I believe. Let me see. I have it right here. This is rated 16 plus. Um, yeah, I would definitely say it's not as bad as High School DxD when it comes to like nudity and that kind of stuff. I would probably say it's on par with Goblin Slayer when it comes to that. I feel like from like kind of like the more sexualized stuff and in the series, I would say it was like on par with that because you don't fully see anything except for maybe for Lilith. I think she may be the only one, but other than that, everybody it's pretty tamed. Um, so I mentioned how at the beginning, where the students had to fight each other. The winners got to stay at the academy, the losers have to leave. Well, the losers who left got offered to go to a branch a branch school of the academy. So basically, I guess the best way to think about it is how, hey, you didn't get into university, here's community college. So one of the episodes has it to where they got to travel to an island, and they encounter these students and stuff like that. And Imani is part of that, so she is a part of that group. So she got to go and train and stuff like that. I love I just love the rivalry that goes on. Because again, everybody's trying to get towards attention. Um, Obviously, Mayabe is the main one who kind of like outwardly tells what her feelings are towards him. Um, what else was it? I am curious, but this is probably in the manga, but like they kept referencing for Tor, his backstory and stuff like that. How he wasn't strong enough. Like somebody killed like his sister, I think it was. I thought they were going to go the route where Kay, or later who's known as Kevin, was going to be that person who did it, but they didn't go that route. So I assume if there was like a season two or even a season three, they would have gone more into that. But since they're not, it's probably just going to be in the manga itself. So that's a little plot story that I would like to get some resolution on. I may just buy the manga and check it out myself. Um, and then what else was it? There was um oh, I had it in my head. Oh, there were so many funny moments for me in this show, because there was a moment where Yulia somehow always ends up sleeping in the same bed as Tor, and there was a moment where they were talking because Tor is going to take Yulia to the mall because all the clothes Yulia has are all winter clothes. She doesn't have any like kind of warm or spring or summer type of clothing. And the conversation starts off as, well, Yulia's like, well, we should be getting ready for bed, because she asks if it's all right if she sleeps with him again. And Tor uses that to kind of like change the topic real quick and kind of like make her forget that, she wants to share, like, sleep in the same bed as him, and he thinks he got away with it. But then Yulia's on the top bunk, and she's like, "Come on, Tor, it's time to go to bed." And I was just like, "Oh, he tried." Um, they're on the island, and this is after they're swimming. They had to swim. They made them swim from a boat all the way to the island. I forgot how long it was, but they had to like swim the rest of the way. And so Yulia can't swim, so she's just on Tor's back and just swimming along. Well, Lilith and comes in and starts competing right away for Tor, and Yulia is just like, he's my dual partner. You should respect that. And it's just that fun little rivalry that goes on. Later, Tomome kind of like stumbles upon Tor, Lilith, and Yulia in the tent. Now, both Yulia and Lilith are both naked, which freaks Tor out. And Lilith's like, "Oh, I can't sleep with clothes on," or something like that. And then Yulia's like, "It just got so hot." And then Tomome comes in, and she just happens to call him a dog and pervert, and it's just. I really, really like this show. Whenever I finish these shows, I get kind of like upset because I'm like, oh, it's over now. Because like I really enjoyed um, watching it. It's a pretty much highly rated show because it's got 4.5 stars on Crunchyroll. So a lot of people seem to like it. The average rating is a 4.3. Over 30,000 people have watched it. I guess that's right. 30,000 people have watched it. And yeah, I agree. I'm curious. What are these other ones? I didn't know they had these on Crunchyroll. Let me see. Goblin Slayer. Wow, that is almost a 5-star series that people like. 4.7. That is impressive. See, High School DxD. That's also almost a 5. That's a 4.6 rating for High School DxD. And then last one I want to see, Monster Girl Doctor. That is a 4.5, over 18,000 viewers. Man, so the ones I've been watching have been high caliber. So that's a little positive thing right there. But yeah, overall, Absolute Duo, really enjoyed it, really liked it. Can't wait to check out some more anime. Like I said, if you guys have any recommendations, just drop them in the comments section. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. But that is basically going to be it. That is my thoughts and review on Absolute Duo. Definitely recommend checking it out. Very fun season, or favorite fun series. But guys, you can follow me here by hitting that subscribe button, hit the like button. You can also find me on the gaming channel, Twitch, Kick, Rumble, the Nerd Talk podcast on Spotify. All that you can find down in the description below. But once again, thank you for hanging out. Thank you again for watching. And I will see you all in the next video. Y'all have a good one.